Captain, how do people go about storing or creating worlds quickly? So if you're talking about from like a dungeon master, from a sorry, coffee. From the perspective of a dungeon master or like the game at the table, at a certain level we're all imagining a different world every time we play, right? I mean, I can do my best to describe the world, but technically there's a version of it in everybody's head that's a little bit different. And I think that that's better than trying to get everybody on the same page. Um, all that really matters, like Matisse is saying in the chat, all that matters is what the session that you're about to play is going to be. I think that a world is a huge task to try to take on. I don't even have a complete world. I've been running multiple games for 5 or 6 years. My world is incomplete. You know, I just add on to it different land masses when I need a new location for a game. There's nothing wrong with building a world, but it's not actually really necessary. What you need is some location, some place that could be as small as like this one shot takes place entirely inside of a cottage. Our world in this case is the main floor, the loft, and the hidden cellar that's nearly inaccessible below the ground, right? We've got like a basic starting location, we've got some cool stuff to explore, and then there's like something mysterious down below. Like that to me encapsulates like what people imagine out of a world, and you can expand that and make it larger. It could be a town, or it could be a mountain range, it could be a cave system. Um, but I think smaller is a lot easier to manage and keeps everything a lot more um, like interesting, I guess, to a sense, because you're not having to fill and populate such a huge place. Create a world, name your world, and then kind of forget about it, and then focus on a small piece of it, knowing that over time as you play, you can flesh out the rest of it. But like my map, first of all, my map is incomplete that I use for all my games, but also there are so many locations that I've put on the map that I have a vague idea of something. My inspiration for running D&D is adventure stories, Twilight Zone, choose your own adventure stuff, Goosebumps. Like this is what I grew up with. So I think of a location as kind of like a gimmick or some kind of interesting thing to encounter or experience in a town. Like, you know, do I have a port city? Yes, but it's also got this like problem with ships at sea disappearing or coming back with people and they don't act like themselves, you know, something like that. Like that makes it a more interesting location. My entire world is filled with locations like that I've never actually fully like I may have a vague idea that I never even wrote down. But once my party says we want to go to that location on the map, okay, now I can prep for it, right? The key is just to know exactly what your session is going to be framed around in the immediate, like in your next game. And then really the only concession I ask for from my players is that at the end of a session, they tell me what they want to do the next session so that I can make sure I, you know, can prep for it. So if they're going to venture out of town into the next place, like that's a decision that's made at the end of the session, not midway, right? And that's just because, you know, uh, there are things that I'll improv. I don't necessarily want to improv an entire region or a city or a town or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of an open secret, but like being the dungeon master is kind of the most fun you can have. But that's just me talking. Um, it's fun to play. I've played you know a few times with a character and stuff, and that's cool too. But nothing beats being a dungeon master for me. Yeah, I would recommend obviously Matt Colville videos. I watched probably about 50 or 60 episodes of the first season of Critical Role before I ran anything. And then I felt like maybe it wasn't that much, but I stuck with it. I stuck with it. That's how long I stuck with campaign one, but I was out of it sooner than that and running like I was probably 10 or 20 episodes. I was like, okay, I get it. Well, I hope you get a chance to. I hope you get a chance to be a player as well. There's also the I don't have the link handy. I should add it because I reference it a bunch. But there's a especially if you run solo sessions, really solo DM resources would be a good list to make. But Stephen Colbert and Matt Mercer's um, one shot that they did together for Red Nose Day on YouTube. It's only like an hour. It's excellent. Well, being the DM is being a player too. It's just the best way to play. That's all. But Matisse, is that your pitch for a name? A slagler? I do like it.